I'm trying to remember how many beers have we actually had from this brewery.
It's a good question. I don't know if we've actually turned any into a podcast or not. I know we've done some recording because I think I had a 4-pack, and I can't remember if it had 4 different ones or 2 different.
We've tried at least, I want to say 2 or 3.
Yeah.
How many of these have had alcohol in them?
None.
Okay. Is that like what this brewery does? Is that what we're saying?
I believe so.
Okay.
Athletic.
Yeah, they're kind of like, you're an outdoorsy, you're a woodsman,
right.
You're on the camping trail, maybe you're building a log cabin, and you need a beverage.
Or running or whatever, doing something.
You could be running. Yeah. Could you be walking?
You could be walking.
Could you be skipping?
If that's your thing.
Jump rope.
Yeah, it's all part of it.
All options that could be had if you are enjoying one of these beers. This one that we're about to have gets a lot of awards, so hopefully maybe this is the one that we have missed out on. So we've got a non-alcoholic beer, an IPA, in fact, for this. Give it a shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage that we are about today is the Athletic Brewing Company Run Wild IPA. And why are we about this today?
Yeah, why are we about this today?
I'll tell you.
Okay. Yeah. You've been talking about this one for a little bit, right?
We're always, I think in general, we're still trying to figure out what it is about non-alcoholic beer, and why some people like certain ones, because we've only really had one that we liked.
I would agree.
And so this is one that one of my coworkers, he's been talking about it quite a bit.
And they are building a log cabin as we speak.
Yes. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to review. Actually, no, there's another one too, the Brooklyn Brewery. We like that one too.
That's true.
As
that
well
one
as
also
the
is not
Busty
bad.
Lush one. But so I thought, you know what? It's easy. It's at the store. I'm going to get it, try it. Spoiler alert. I have tried this recently.
Oh, no.
I know.
Oh, my gosh.
That's why I didn't know it was turning into a podcast.
You couldn't wait.
I didn't know.
Something this exciting that we're so excited for. Look at all the awards. Why would this not be a podcast for someone like us?
I did not realize it would be a podcast worthy.
That's all right. All right. I'm going to grab them out of the fridge and then we'll start actually trying it.
Let's do it.
The reason we keep trying so many of these, I've made a lot of jokes here, is because we'd like to, people do ask us about, do you have non-alcoholic recommendations?
Right.
We want to find good ones of these that I can be happy to say, like, you know what, if you want to be able to have a beer at a party, or if you want to take something with you, or if you like these flavors but can't or don't want the alcohol, here's a good option for you. Like, I want to find some like this. We've been kind of unlucky with the one spirit that we've tried. I have a couple other options that I want to try at some point. And like I said, again, we've found maybe 2 of these that have been good. They still haven't been like amazing,
right?
Which I'm sure it's very hard to do. So I appreciate that people are trying to do this, but I still need to be critical if I want to drink it or not.
Correct, because there are other options that don't have alcohol, like things that never had alcohol to begin with.
Right, and those are also delicious.
Yeah.
This is going to be a funny observation. It's very weird for us to do the sniff as we've done. Usually we split to have this much beer in my glass.
I know. Oh, gosh.
Because usually we split the beer and now we're actually each having a beer. So it sounds silly, but anyway. Smells nice. Smells kind of very West Coast IPA. Some nice pine aroma in there. A little bit of fruit. No, that actually smells good.
It smells like an IPA.
It does smell like an IPA. Yeah. Is that what you thought too?
That's what I thought.
You're all, nah.
No, that's exactly what I think.
I thought it smelled like peanut butter. Should we taste, though? Find out if the actual proof is in the tasting pudding?
We must.
Okay. So this has a little bit of that kind of sunflower seed thing in it again.
I even got that in the aroma.
I don't know what that is. I've gotten that out of a lot of different beers. So there's something in there, like I said, when the malt is just like a lighter amount, like I said, because this is also kind of more of the low carb calorie one as well, hence Athletic Brewing, so not just the non-alcoholic. This is the best one I've had from them. I'm still not a huge fan of it because it's like, it's a weird like half step for me. Like I almost want this to either be lighter and be like the Pueblo Vita Spritz that we had, where it's like very easy drinking and it's just like, and that was like a sparkling hop water. So I either want that, where it's just like very refreshing, or it's like I feel like I'm missing some flavor here. Like so, it's an interesting half. I think it's a lot better than what I have had from them previously, and this is definitely my favorite. Like if someone did say like, oh, I really want one from them, which one should I get? So far, this would be the one I'd recommend after having 3 or 4 of them. But yeah, for me, it's interesting because it feels like it's this weird little middle area where it's like, okay, it's not quite as full flavored as I would like it to be since it's a beer, but it's not quite under flavored enough where it could just be more of like a refreshing water. So I don't know where we're.
I was really, because I thought we had this before. But then I was like, well, maybe we haven't, but I knew we've had other things from them. And I went into it with very low expectations, but I was like, I'm going to try it. And I was pleasantly surprised. I get the things you're talking about. I like that there is a little bit of bitterness to it. And so it has a little bit of grip on the back of your tongue. It's not super like complex or a lot going on. There's not much front palate. It's all back. But and like my coworker say, he's like, drink it really cold. It's got to be really cold. Well, I mean, of course that's going to change things, but I was pleasantly surprised, but I had my expectations kind of low. But it's one I would say, you know what, as far as what I've had, it's right. It's in there. I get what you're saying about that refreshment, but I'm pleasantly surprised. I think, kind of like, because what you said, that since it is so much just on the back, where it's like I just get the bitterness in the other things. Yeah, it's like that's where maybe that's why I'm feeling like, I wish this was just lighter and super refreshing, but still had the, like I said again, like the hop water kind of thing. Or for me, let's add a few more grams of carbs and a little more calories, and let's have like a little bit more complexity where it's like, oh, that really is. Yeah. And again, maybe that's just not possible. Again, I've never brewed a non-alcoholic beer, never even thought about doing it, but I'm glad there are people out here trying to do this and obviously getting better at it. And this is one, at least from what we've had, this is definitely an easier recommend from them, to be sure. If you want to see the other ones that we have had in the past, like I said, I can't remember if we actually did do podcasts per se of them, but they might have been on our full live shows. Those aren't actually on our website, AboutBeverages.com. All the other stuff is, if you need recipes or any of the other drinks, not just beer, but whiskey, water, sodas, all kinds of things. If you want to find those, you can definitely search for them in the archives at YouTube and look up the ones we had, because I know we had one that was probably the stout or something like that too, didn't we? Because it was definitely different, heavier things, maybe a porter. Yeah, there was something in there. There was something darker. Go search in the comments and let us know what we did, because we forget things, and let us know what you think. If you've had other things from them, if you have a favorite non-alcoholic beer, we've been live in chat for a little bit. People have already been making some suggestions, which is awesome. So we're making a list of some other ones to try that we can look for that are fairly universal, at least in the US, that we can probably find. So we'll have to go looking for some of those. If you only want audio versions of all the stuff that we do, Google Podcast, iTunes, Spotify are the great places to go for that, along with some other social media things, right? The three pillars of social media, which for us, I'm not going to say anything more than the three, which are TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, which is the one that we use most often to keep you up to date on what is going on here at About Beverages. Like earlier this evening when I tweeted that we were about to go live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, which we do most Thursday evenings around 5:30 Pacific time. So when we get together, try beverages of all kinds, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, waters, slushies, beer, everything. We get together, try those, hang out with everyone who drops in and chat and have some fun conversation. Also, throughout the week, Andrew's going to keep you up to date on what he is doing in the gaming world and what beverage he will be drinking while he is doing that. So for all the latest at About Beverages, follow us on Twitter. But, as we always say, whether we like it or not, you should give it a shot.